I did do that. So
Okay,
first,
so we
I
did.
just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us here. One of my dear, dear friends, John Gluch, was so kind to get on this call today to give you guys some, to teach you some ways to grow your spear and get business out of it now. I've known John for a few years now. I actually met him through Darren Hardy. John's been good friends with Darren in Georgia for several years, and I will say that John is one of the most intelligent people. He takes Darren Hardy's stuff and applies it to real estate, which is pretty phenomenal. But John runs two teams. He's got a team out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and another team in San Diego, where John currently lives with his family. And combined production, they do over 500 transactions a year. So he's definitely someone that we want to hear from. And if you don't follow John, I highly recommend that you do. He is like the most generous human on the planet. He puts out so much free content to agents, and it's all exceptional. I think he must spend his days and nights just thinking up different creative ways to work in this business, and everything he puts out is just gold. So it's all good stuff. So with that being said, John, I'll turn it over to you. You're on mute.
Thank you very much for that super kind intro. And Heather, and Kat, it's a pleasure to be here. And it's been a lot of fun getting to know each other over the years. Really respect and admire what you guys have created with your marketing suite. It's such a great service. I think in real estate, one of the biggest challenges is working on your business instead of just selling and working in the business. And you guys have provided something really special to help people to do that for them. You just turn on, flip a switch, sign up, and off you go. You get all this stuff done for you, which is really, really great. So pleasure to share with you guys. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're gonna rock and roll in Darren Hardy fashion. I like to give you probably more than you could digest in this amount of time, but that's okay, because at the end I'm going to give you a link to a template and to like a cheat sheet with all the stuff I'm going to share today. And so today I'm really going to focus. I know a lot of you guys know each other through Buffini. So Spear repeat referral business is a big part of his world. And I was a member of his coaching program for a while and really respect him a lot. He lives right up the road from me. So this will hopefully be real applicable and right down your lane and in your world. So I want to see in the chat, this is going to be interactive. Where'd your last 5 closings come from? So what's the source, the lead source? So open house or whatever. So just put a number like 5- whatever, if they were all the same, or 1-. I want to see in the chat where everybody's closings came from. And if they came from all from one place, you could just put that place in there. All right. So repeat referrals, Sphere, keep them coming. I want to get a good gauge here. Repeat and Keller William Buffini agents. So referrals. I know Heather does a lot of referrals with agents. Buffini referrals. Okay. So Sphere referrals. Agent referral. Right. Okay. Got it. So that is super common. As you can imagine, 63% of sellers, well, I don't have the data on buyers, but I'm sure it's very similar, found their agent through a referral of some kind. And so you guys kind of get that. I'm preaching to the choir here. But how much time and money are you really investing into generating referrals? Like, how much of your energy are you strategically putting into this? And I think a lot of agents who are really talented at generating referrals sort of do it by accident. They just are kind of good at it. They're naturally gifted. And so that allows them to grow their business. And that really works when the market's hot and when there's a lot of homes to sell. But am I the only one who has seen a downtick in the number of transactions this year? Anybody else seeing things be slow right now? So nationwide, I mean, we're like 40% below the number of transactions, because we as realtors don't care, at least I don't care as much about how hot the market is, meaning our house is selling with multiple offers, our price is going up. I mean, I care a little bit about that, but not much. I care way more about how many transactions are happening. And that data is terrible right now. We're like 40% below 2 years ago's numbers. And that's because everyone's got really low interest rates, right? If you own a home, you've probably got a 3% interest rate. You don't want to sell your house. So now we're in a position where most realtors are down year over year in terms of the number of transactions they've completed. So relying on pure talent, relying on what you did last year or 2 years ago is not probably going to be good enough to get you to your goals to get you even to as good as you did a year or two ago. Like you're probably going to have to work a little harder, do some new things, pivot a little bit. And so I want to talk today about how to supercharge what you guys who are already probably very, very good at this, much better than most people, maybe give you a little supercharge juice for what you're already doing. So it's a good thing you're here. And we're going to talk really about how to grow and be a lot more intentional and strategic with growing your Spear business. So 3 quick things. It's going to be interactive and fun. I'm going to ask some questions along the way, get some interaction in the chat there. You're going to learn a lot. And then I'll let you know more about me and kind of the stuff I provide that is really complementary to the marketing company that I'll kind of walk you guys through at the end. So I'll give you a little special offer of something I'm offering just to the people who are on this call today at the very end. All right, so here's my story. These are the first 6 years of my real estate career. This is how many deals I did. This was in early 2000s, and homes in Scottsdale and Phoenix were like $200,000, $250,000. So I was selling like 6 or 8 homes a year, 10 homes on a good year. And I did that for 6 years. Like I am nothing special. Like this is what I on my own show up to the table with, right? Is like average. And I think sometimes we can hear numbers like I did 500 home sales last year and you're like, okay, you got, you something special or unique or whatever about you. There just isn't. Like this was my first 6 years. And the difference between this first 6 years where I didn't get much done to now what we're doing really is just learning some really good strategy and then applying that strategy, a proven technique, something that worked for people. And that all changed when I had my first baby. This is Eden, my daughter, who's now 9. And many of you probably have kids, and you know that when you have those kids, things change. You get a little more motivated. You get a little more interested in making sure you can provide for those kids. And I was, didn't know much about being a dad, but I knew that you had to feed the kid, right? You had to have enough money to put food in the kid's mouth. And so I figured, all right, I better sell a few more houses if I want to do that. And I got to work, and I decided I needed a plan. And so I did. I went out and found some good coaching, and actually, Brian Buffini was the first coaching program I ever did. It was great, super helpful. There were parts of it, and I'll talk about that on this call. There were parts of it that didn't quite fit my personality. So I took some of the philosophies, but then applied them in different ways, which I hope will maybe shed some new light on what you guys already are doing and believe in. But he also led me to people like Darren Hardy and Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn. And I just started, I didn't know self-development even existed. I didn't know real estate coaching existed until I found Brian Buffini. And he opened up Pandora's box, and then I've been a part of every coaching program you can imagine and really, really applied those numbers. And so this was the following years. And since then we've gotten, up over 500 deals, which is way beyond what I ever thought was possible. So in addition, I have a pretty cool life. I don't work weekends. I don't work nights. I don't go on appointment. I haven't gone on a buyer appointment, listing appointment, showed a house in 8 years. And so took a month off in Australia over Christmas break and got to, hang out on New Year's Eve on a yacht in Australia and go to Hawaii for the summer. And I don't take phone calls. I don't do no text messages. I don't read business books. I am unplugged and present with my kids. So the strategies that I'm going to share with you today really do work, and they really do scale. One of the challenges I had with some of the Buffini stuff is it required me. And I didn't want it to need me. I wanted to be able to move to San Diego and still sell lots of houses. And I couldn't do pop-bys from San Diego. And so, but I loved the idea and I loved the thought and the strategy. So I had to figure, okay, how can I do this? So I'll talk about how I was able to scale this. And now maybe you don't want to sell 500 houses a year. Most people don't. You don't want to run a big team like I do. Most people don't. But if I could give you some ideas and some strategies that would help you to free up more time, take a few more weekends off, take a longer vacation. And when you're on that vacation, I'm talking to you, Heather, not answer your phone, not do any business, be fully present on that vacation, then I think that would really help out a lot of people. That's really my mission. I want to have to share with people a way to have an abundant life, to be I call it abundant agent lifestyle, to really enjoy your life as a real estate agent. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. What changed for me from going, and I didn't have language for this when it happened, but looking back now, I figured out what it was I figured out what skills really mattered and what activities really mattered. So if you know Darren Hardy's stuff, these would be your vital skills, your vital activities, what you do every day. These are the 3 for real estate: negotiating contracts, signing up buyers and sellers, and prospecting. That's it. That's what makes you money in real estate. So everything else matters, or some of the other stuff matters, but it does not make the cash register ring. The next most important thing is marketing. And I spent a lot of time focused on marketing, and thankfully, Heather and Kat's program will do a lot of that for you. But even marketing won't actually make the register ring. What it will do is magically cause people to call you, to be attracted to you. It will make prospecting way easier. So the magic of adding marketing to this mix is insane. So what they're providing is so valuable because it makes all three of these things easy. Because I have good marketing in place, people calling me every single day saying, calling the Gluch group and saying, hey, would you please sell my house? That's good marketing. That doesn't happen without good marketing. But today we're going to focus on, and what my coaching program really focuses on, is these three activities: prospecting, signing up buyers and sellers, and negotiating contracts, the stuff that really makes you money. And I figured out the more I spent my time on those things, the more money I made. And the more I help my agents and my coaching students focus on those things, the more money they make. So here's the big promise from today's webinar, what we're going to share. You're going to have a clear path to adding 2 more escrows per month. Most people, if you can get to 2 more deals a month, that's really going to change your life. You're going to have a significantly bigger income. You'll be able to maybe hire a little bit of help so you can have some freedom. And that's going to really move the needle for you. Getting back family and free time all within 90 days. This stuff doesn't take years to implement. It can happen right away. You'll have a vision for how you can do so, utilizing a path that'll actually be fun. It's not stressful. And you'll have a roadmap for creating automated systems that reliably generate referrals every month. Okay, so of those 3 rainmaking skills, what I'm going to focus on today is prospecting. I consider getting more business from your sphere a prospecting activity. Now, there's going to be marketing associated with it, and I'll talk a little bit about that, but this is a prospecting activity. And when you're thinking about prospecting, what I mean by that is you selling people on using you. That's prospecting. I'm going to sell, right? I'm going to get face-to-face, phone-to-phone, voice-to-voice with someone and convince them I'm the person for them. Now, here are several different ways you can prospect: sphere, open houses, old leads, FRISBOs, expireds, cold calling, door knocking, etc. And the way I like to talk about this is as a tree. And let's go fruit picking, right? Let's get the fruit. And what most people do, and many people do, you guys are the exception because you've really chosen to focus on this referrals, but lots of people get out a ladder. When I say, hey, go pick some fruit, they go and find themselves a ladder, climb up to the top of the tree and get the hardest possible people to get hold of, which is cold prospects, door knocking, cold calling, all that stuff. It works, like it absolutely works, but don't start there. Like, don't step over the easiest fruit to get to the harder stuff. What we want to do is really focus on how we can grow our sphere and get more business from those people. And here's the thing, it can feel hard. And here's some Popeye stuff that I got from Brian Buffini. I had my old materials. I pulled this out. And here's some stuff that he recommends. This is the script that he suggested. You guys are all going to know this. I'm going to be in your area between 2 and 3, and I'd love to pop by and see how you're doing. Here's the problem with that. For me, I don't want to go by anybody's house between 2 and 3 and pop. I have zero interest in that. These aren't my friends. I'm not the realtor, like some of you probably really are, who becomes friends with people because you're delightful, wonderful human beings. I am a terrible Grinch of a person. I don't want to make friends with any of these people. I want to help them, serve them really well, and then forget they exist, right? So this was not going to work for me. I did not want to stop by people's houses and drop by light bulbs and handmade treats and tools to use around the house and popcorn and mood. And God bless you, those people who are good at this. I'm glad the world has people like you. It makes the world a better place, but I'm not one of those people. And importantly, I wanted to move to I didn't want to be the one doing this stuff. I wanted to move to San Diego and take months off at a time and not answer a phone call. And this wasn't going to work. You could hire assistants and all that stuff to do these things. And that is a way to scale it. But that just seemed super expensive to me, to, the man labor, the hours to have those people. And it also seemed a little bit less genuine. And I know Buffini's recommendation is that you be the one who do it, not your assistant. And that's tough to scale. So this was going to be tough for me. It felt weird because it was weird for me. And I'm not saying it's weird for everybody. It just was for me. I was neither a friend nor a professional until I found the 8th wonder of the world, which is positioning. And that is the magic that I want to share with you guys today is if you're doing this stuff, keep doing it. But let me help you reposition where you're coming from as a professional as you do these activities. And man, that changed everything for me. And here's what positioning is. It's super simple. The New York Times, the Globe, both news publications, right? The New York Times is positioned very differently than the Globe. New York Times' position is hard-hitting, quality news, the best of the best. The Globe is Bush is doing cocaine in the White House, right? Two really different, the same product, two really, really different positions. I want to be the New York Times. I don't want to be the Globe. So I want to position myself in that way. And so let me talk you through how to do that. And the starting place is to build your Hot 100, or if you already have a database of 100, 500,000 people, whatever it is, you want to grow that database. We have 20,000 people in our database, right? Of those people, maybe 1,500, 2,000 are past clients. And then as you narrow that down, they're the people who are closer and closer to us, the people who refer, all that stuff, right? So what we want to do is grow the list of people who are our supporters and who really support our business. So I want to give you some unique ideas to help you grow that list really strategically. So here is the list. And again, this is all in the template that I'll share at the end. I'll give you a link. You guys can just copy the template. But here's the list and the way I suggest you do this. Start with, let's say you're at 0, or even you're just maybe at a couple hundred and you want to grow. Just make sure all these people are on there. And what I suggest is that you have a number in mind every quarter that you're going to grow this list. If you have 100, maybe your goal is 120 by the end of the quarter. If you have 200, maybe it's 250, whatever. You pick some number that's realistic, but make this strategic. This should be one of your rainmaking activities, is every quarter growing your database intentionally. And here's how you do that. First of all, you can look at your Christmas card list, of course. Who do you have there? Your phone book contact list. So look through your past calls. Just scroll through. So let's say you had a day on the calendar to grow your list. You have 4 hours on your calendar to do that, which I think would be a really good use of 4 hours. Scroll through your Christmas list, go through your phone contact list, all the most recent phone calls you've made, go through your text history, social platforms, your DM history, right? Your direct message history on Facebook and Instagram. Who are the people who are you most connected to? I know on Facebook, I don't know exactly how, you'd have to Google it, but it's not hard. You can see the people you interact with the most. Facebook will show you who are your closest friends. Do that. Your email list, your past client list, your file list, right? Use all those strategies or all those lists to think through, okay, here is a way to get my list from 100 to 110 or 100 to 150, whatever your goal is. Now, here's another way to grow that list or to get more complete data. So Heather and my team and a lot of the bigger teams, we throw these client events that are crazy, right? I mean, they cost $10,000, bounce houses and food trucks and clowns and all this. That's awesome, right? But it's way beyond what most people can do. And in times like this, where it's a lot tighter, we canceled some of those events because they're so expensive and our sales are down too. So we have to be a little tighter with the purse strings. So what we're doing instead is we're helping our agents on our team throw micro events. And I wanted to make this as simple as possible and effective as possible. So I really, really suggest that you put on your goal list for this quarter to throw yourself a micro event. And I'm going to walk you through it and I'll give you the template. Here's the goal. 1, come from contribution. And this is a way for you to invite people to something, to give something away, to contribute to their life. It gives you an excuse to get everyone's missing info. I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. Make relevant offers to those who come. And then you're not asking for anything. You're not actually asking for any referrals at this event. And I'll explain how we're going to sneakily get referrals while not asking for them. So coming from contribution is a core philosophy of mine. I want to give rather than ask as much as possible. All right, so let's walk through this template because this is a really core part of this strategy. When should you do it? Don't overthink this whole thing. It should take you 2 hours to plan this whole deal. Like, I don't know how many man hours Heather's team spends and how many thousands of dollars to put those awesome events together. Don't do that. Spend 2 hours planning this on a Tuesday. Really, really, really simple. Book a time about 3 weeks out from now. When you start planning, then start inviting people to about 2 weeks out. So 3 weeks out, plan the event, 2 weeks out, actually start inviting people. Most people aren't thinking about 3-4 weeks from now. Pick a time of day when you would want to come to the event. So you can I suggest one of 2 events, either like a coffee happy hour or a happy hour at like a restaurant bar. If you don't drink or your clients don't drink, maybe you do the coffee. If you like to go out and have a cocktail, do the bar, restaurant, that kind of thing. Pick a time of day when you would go. Like for me, Wednesday at 3, I'm not doing much Wednesday at 3. That's a time I would go to a free event. On a Friday at 4, I probably have something going on. So pick a time when people probably don't have something going on. What makes the most sense for people to actually show up? The goal isn't necessarily to get 1 million people there, but at least stack the odds in your favor. Again, the goal of this event is not to get everyone to show up. The goal is have an excuse to reach out to everyone and give them something, invite them to something, and to grow your list and to fill out the missing data from your list. And I'll talk about that in a second. For happy hour type events, I suggest picking an open house style time, like 4 to 7 on a non-weekend night. I like Wednesdays. I think Wednesdays are the best. Where? Pick a place that you like, that your clients like, and they're likely to show up. Now, Phoenix, 6 million people live in Phoenix. It doesn't matter where I throw it. Some people in Phoenix are going to be an hour away. There's no way they're coming, right? There's no perfect place. And that doesn't really matter. That's not necessarily the point, but pick someplace central. where the odds are in your favor that more people are going to come. Also, avoid at all costs the dreaded event planner. So when you call to book this, you're not booking an event. You are reserving 3 or 4 tables, 5 tables in the bar area for happy hour. That's what you're doing. And if the place won't let you do that, some places are like, you need a reservation for 10 or more, you got to talk to the banquet planner and have a preset menu. Don't do that. Call the next place. If that's their rule, find someplace else. Don't do that. You want to keep this really, really simple, really flexible. You're just reserving a few bar tables for some people who are coming, some friends who are coming to meet you for happy hour. Super simple. Call around, find some place that's willing to play ball with you. Take advantage of their happy hour pricing. Call some until you get a place that's excited to help you. I suggest the first drink on you to minimize cost. This is the only cost you need to have for this event. 1 drink per person. And that's all you need to really do. And I would get on Amazon, the little tickets, right? The little, raffle tickets. And everyone, when they come in, you give them a ticket and you let the bartender know ahead of time, hey, whenever they bring up this ticket, anything on happy hours on me. This whole thing could cost you $100. It does not need to be a big thing. So I suggest you do it that way. Facilitate this, make it clear that this is the program, give out drinks when people arrive. That way everyone knows what's happening. And I got this idea because I went to one of these like a month ago and it was awesome. It was a vendor friend of mine who invited me and he just said, hey, we're doing this happy hour, whatever. And it was a cool place. And I went and I don't know what I expected, but when I got there, he gave me a ticket and made it very clear, like he's not buying drinks all night. This is the one. And I wasn't offended or mad. I was just like, oh, okay. And got my free drink and hung out with my friends. It was great. And I thought, man, we should be doing this for our clients. Inviting people. Now this is the magic. You got the thing planned 3 weeks out. That part should be real simple. Now create an evite. Do this first, just on evite.com, create an evite for the event. And here's what you're going to do with the evite. Super simple. It's free. For the people who you have their info, meaning they're on your list, you have their name, email address, phone number, you've got complete data for those people. For them, email them and then use a script like this. Call after the email. So you can email first, send it out to everybody, right? And then call with this script. And this is what you would say, whether it was a voicemail or whether you got them live. Hey, I just shot over an evite to a client appreciation event I'm having March 30th, and I'm calling to make sure you got it. That's what you're calling for. You're not calling to see if they're coming. That's awkward and high pressure. Like maybe they don't want to come. Maybe it's far away. Maybe they don't really like you very much. Don't put the pressure on them to have to tell you whether they're coming. This is a big distinction. What you're doing is just calling to say, hey, just wanted to make sure you got it. Basically, you're checking to make sure they didn't go to junk mail, that you have the right email. That's it. Oh yeah, I got it. You're looking for a yes, because if you come out and you say, can you come? It's very likely they can't come. So now you got to know. And now it's awkward. Now where do you go in the conversation? Now oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. Now you're backstepping. Don't do that. Get a yes right away. Did you get the email? Oh, I don't know. Let me check. Hey, we'll check your spam. If it didn't get to you, shoot me a text. I'll make sure I change your email for you. So how the kids? And you just transition right into a normal conversation with a normal person. See how they're doing. Chat. Update them on the market. Whatever. If they have any questions, answer their questions. That's it. Just an excuse to talk to them. That's it. Super, super simple. Send a follow-up text. And by the way, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat and I'll get to them when I take little breaks here. Then you're going to send a follow-up text if you left a voicemail. Hey, Frank, dropped a quick invite in your voicemail. I hope you can make it. That's it. Really, really simple. So the point, if you have all their data, is to have an excuse to call them and to say hi, maybe catch up for a few seconds. This is super scalable. You don't have to be driving all over town. And it's really, really easy for people to jump in and take advantage of this opportunity to have an excuse to call people. For people who don't like texting, would you just skip? Yeah, I mean, if you got someone who they don't want you to call them, absolutely, you can just skip and just go straight to the text for sure. I like me, I almost never ever answer my phone. You'll be shocked by that after my admission that I don't like people, but I don't. And so I wouldn't be mad that someone called me, and I would probably check the voicemail. So, I think in general, if someone has told you explicitly not to call, don't call. But if they haven't told you that explicitly, I would go ahead and call them. Okay, this is the magic. This is, I would say, maybe even more important. The part of why these are valuable is to get all the data. So some people, you have their name, phone number, maybe you have their social media, but not even their phone number. This is an excuse to fill that data out. So if you look in your database and you sort it out and you go, oh gosh, I don't have that person's address, whatever, that now you're just aiming for, your goal is to get more complete data for those people. So here's the script for that. I'm putting on a client appreciation happy hour. And what's great about this is really good for new agents too, because it positions you as someone who appreciates their clients, who has client, even if you don't have any yet, you've never done a deal. I have my brand new agent. This is one of the first things I have my brand new agents do. Throw a client appreciation event. They don't have any clients, but they appreciate the ones that they're going to have one day. And this positions them in a really strong way is, hey, listen, all these people showed up to support me. This is great. So here's the script. I'm putting on a client appreciation happy hour for all my past clients and referral partners. And that's subtle language too, referral partners. You're assuming that they're a referral partner. And I'd love to send you an invitation. Where should I send the invite? Again, not will you come? I'm asking where I should send the invite. And if I have their email, but not their address, I'm going to ask for their address. If I have their address, but not their email, I'm going to ask for their email, et cetera. Now, you can send a snail mail invite to the event if you want. You don't have to, though. It doesn't mean you can't still ask for their address. Hey, so I'm putting on this event. I'd like to send you an invitation. What address should I send the invite to? Let's say they give you their email, but you really need their snail mail address. You go, okay, got it. How about what's your physical address, your mailing address? They're just going to give it to you. Like human nature is, it's just like when you go to, you're buying a smoothie and they're like, okay, what's your phone number? You're like, phone number? I'm buying a smoothie. But you still give it to them because it's just human nature to kind of go along with the conversation, right? So this way you get their address, you get their info. Same thing on social media. You send them a DM. Hey, where should I send the invite? That language is much more likely to get you more addresses than if you call and see if they want to come to the thing, right? So all you're doing is getting their address. Okay, got it. I'm going to drop that in the mail. How the kids? How's sports? How's whatever? How about those sons? Just talk for a few minutes, chit chat, whatever. 2, 3, 4 minute call, off the phone you go, right? Really, really simple. Then send a follow-up text. If you leave a voicemail, hey, and you send a text that mirrors your voicemail, right? Asking for their info, same thing. Use this to get whatever info that you're missing, snail mail, email, that kind of thing. Kelly, should I have my assistant call? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I'm not making these calls. So personally, but what I do is I have my agents who have the connections make the calls. So I encourage my agents, hey guys, this is going to work better if you make the call. Now, all of my agents have assistants, all of them, because we have a big virtual assistant team. So even brand new agents have an assistant, and their assistants or our inside sales guys who are good on the phones can make these calls for them. And I offer that, but I always tell them it's better if it's you. Like if you got 500 people, there's no way you're going to churn through those. Like Kelly, you probably got a giant database. So I would call your top 50, your top 100, and let your inside sales team, whoever, your assistant, call the rest of it. So you got to strategize in 80-20 this, right? What are the 20% of people who are going to make the most results? Call them and let your assistant call the rest. Good question. How many people should we be inviting to this? So I would say, the best answer is everybody, the many as you could possibly have time for, and then maybe use some of the strategies if you have a team that I just suggested. Maybe your inside sales team or your assistant can call the people that you just don't have time for and that are lower down the totem pole. They haven't referred you any clients, that kind of thing. So strategize on this, focus on 80-20, who are the most important people to call. It's not the people who will come. That's irrelevant. Them showing up does not matter. It's a bonus. It's the people who are the most supportive of your business. That's the most important people to call. Great question, Tyler. Okay, now you're at the event and I've got a template for this postcard as well. You don't have to do it just like mine, but you can copy the basic idea. This is the only thing that'll take you a little bit of time and energy to put together, but it's worth it. Once you have it done, you only need to make it one time. When you're there, you want to make offers. Here's how we start to get into a referral conversation in a way that still comes from contribution. I don't like the language personally, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm just being honest. I don't love the language. I'm never too busy for your referrals. I don't love the language. The greatest, thank you can give me as a referral. I just don't love it. For me, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't come from my soul, right? So I'm going to give you language that I really like, and it's tied to this principle, which is I am trying to make an offer, come from contribution instead of asking. I start with giving and then come back. And I get that in the Buffini system, you're giving gifts, and so that's part of that's your sort of way in, right? Into the king's court to ask for something. I still like this methodology better, but you do what's best for you. I'm just giving you some tools to pull from. So here's how we make offers at these events. So this is Chris, one of my agents. 3 ways we can help you right now. This is positioning. I'm positioning him as the person who can help them. And it's coming from contribution as well. So those are the philosophies. So you're going to have 3 kinds of people show up to these events: renters, homeowners, and buyers in general. That's who you're going to have. What I want to make sure renters think in terms of payment. what they're paying every month. They're not thinking about home purchase price and all this. So, hey, renters, the average homeowner's net worth is 80 times that of renters. That's like a US Census Bureau stat. It's crazy. Get my free list of the best homes in San Diego at under 3,000 a month by scanning this code and start your journey toward homeownership today. You're giving them a little bit of FOMO. You're missing out, but I've got this free list. And all that text code does, and I have this for you in the template that I'm going to share. All that text code does is when they scan it on their phone, what's going to happen is their texting app is going to open. So this QR code is programming the phone so that their texting app comes up, and it's pre-programming a text to Chris, to his phone number that says, please send me the list of homes in San Diego under 3,000 a month. And they just have to hit send. And now you've got their contact info accurately. And now you're having a text conversation about you getting them the list of homes. It's not delivering a list. It's not an automated system. There's no PDF down. It's really simple. It's free and takes 2 seconds to set up. And the template gives you the whole thing on exactly how to do it. Homeowners, get a monthly custom update of your home value from me each month for free. Scan the code and sign up. This is HomeBot. So HomeBot, I'll talk about in a minute. And it's a great monthly update on what your home value is worth. Buyers, beat out other buyers to the best new listings by using my custom home search site. Get access to the most, and this could be your MLS, this could be YLOPO, whatever you use. So you're just trying to make offers that help people. And then on the back, it's a little thing about the charity that we do. And this charity, I invite all of you to participate in. You are welcome to copy my exact language, my exact program, and come be a part of this. We go build houses in Mexico every year, and the more the merrier. It's awesome. It's all real estate people. And from different brokerages, different states, it's amazing. And we all go down and we build houses. We stay in beautiful beach homes right by the water in Ensenada, down south of San Diego. And we build several homes every single year for these amazing families who are living in tents. I mean, it's terrible where they live, and we build these great houses. So we're just saying, hey, listen, your referrals change lives. We're on a mission to provide new homes and hope for 3 families. This is really good positioning. This positions us as the kind of people who are charitable, who are helpful, who are giving, who care. And so your referrals help us to build more houses, which of course is true. To support these efforts, we donate a portion of the home sales, blah, blah, blah. Come join us. We invite our clients to come with us, build homes. So it's a great, great charity. I like that people can participate, they can come. So that is also in the templates for you. Okay, here's how you ask for a referral. You're going to have conversations with people all day long, every day. This could be on the phone when you're calling to invite people. This could be at the event when you're talking to people. And anytime someone asks how you're doing, which happens I don't know, every single time you ever talk to anybody, that question's going to come out, right? Or how's business? How's the market? Anything like that. Your answer, you need to program your brain to instantly go to one of these 2 answers, which is I have a buyer who, or I have a seller who. What you're going to say next is, hey, John, how's it going? Oh, it's going great. We've been, busy at work. And what's kind of crazy about the market right now is we are experiencing a situation where there's not much inventory, right? You guys are all experiencing this. I have a buyer who I'm looking for a home. He wants a home in North Park under $1 million, and we cannot find him anything. Do you happen to know anyone who's selling a home in North Park or would be interested in selling a home in North Park for under $1 million? That's how you ask for a referral. Because you're coming from contribution, you're allowing them, you're doing 2 things. One, you're talking about how you're busy, you're working for your clients, you're hustling, and you're offering them the ability to help their friend who needs to sell a home. You got a buyer. Maybe they know a seller. And so their answer most often will be no, I don't happen to know anyone. Okay, got it. Well, if you did know someone who was selling a home like that, would you be comfortable referring that person to me as their real estate agent? Now Buffini used to have the mayor script, where it's like you're going around and you're trying to find out who's in and who's out, who's going to support you, who's not. That's the way you do it. That language I used is the way I do that. Well, got it. Okay, so totally understand. If you did have someone who was looking to sell a home, would you be comfortable referring to them to me as your realtor? And maybe they go, no, my mom's a realtor. Okay, got it. Now they're off your list, right? I mean, you care about them, is that you don't, go erase them from your life, but you're not going to market to them, right? I have a seller who. So I have a seller who is the same basic idea. I've got a seller who is about to list their home or has listed their home. We're having a hard time finding a buyer for that home. Or I'd love to find a buyer before it goes to market. The home's going to be 1.2 million in East County. Do you happen to know any buyers who are looking for a home around $1 million in East County? And you got to be specific. It can't just be generic. I got a buyer who wants a home, can't find one. Give some details. Be more specific. You're a lot more likely to get real answers out of people if you're specific. Same thing. No, I don't know a buyer who wants to buy a home in East County. Got it. If you did, would you be comfortable, etc. That is the only referral script you need. And you just repeat that ad nauseum. And you just, whatever your current client you happen to be working with, that's the answer. And it is amazing how well it works. It comes from contribution. It helps you delineate who's a referral partner, who's not. And it doesn't feel weird. It's just, it just positions you really, really well. It positions you as a hustler who's working hard for your clients and someone who has the buyers or someone who has the sellers. Now, when they think of, oh, my friend who does need to buy a house, they think of you because you're the one with the listings, or my friend who has, you know, et cetera. It's like a really, really helpful way to position you as the go-to person. What is the VA? Oh, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. We'll wrap that up at the end of the VAs. That's a whole thing. But good question. Okay, another thing you can do, and I'm going to try to hustle through this. I don't want to go too long here, but leveraging other people's events. This is an event. You want to be the Bigfoot splashing in a small pond. You don't want to be a small fish in a big pond. Do the opposite. Your CrossFit gym, your whatever. There's probably 20 realtors at your gym or at your kids' school or whatever. You want to be the only one who's famous. It's not hard to be famous at a gym with 80 people. Now, at LA Fitness it is, but if you were a smaller gym like a lot of people are these days, your Orange Theory or whatever, sponsored event. So this we did with my brother's gym, sponsored a event where it was a competition and we gave away t-shirts to everybody. And now everyone at the gym wears Gluch Group shirts. There may be 20 realtors in that gym, but there's only one that's famous, and it's us. So this is super simple stuff, doesn't cost that much money. Build your list. Everyone who comes to that event, we pre-arrange this. We're going to get the mailing list of all the people at the gym. Those people now are added to our list as well. Really, really great way to do that. You can leverage my event, invite some people to Mexico, use that. And I don't put this on. I don't run the thing. This is a company that does this. I just go, they provide the housing. They're the charity. It's all done for me. I just use their event. You could do this with Tough Mudders. You could do this with, you know, anything you want. Just come up with a way to leverage another event. This is Daniel. He's one of our coaching members. He was brand new. He was a cop before he became a real estate agent a year and a half ago. Didn't even know what a database was. In 18 months, went from 0 to more than 200 people on his list. Already has closed 2.5 million in sales just from that list. So this stuff works. Just got to do it. Daniel's great because he actually does what we tell him to do. I'll go through this quickly. HomeBot is a spectacular system, and it will email monthly the value of your client's home to them. What's crazy about it is the open rate and the click-through rate is insane. We send a lot of people this list. 975% of the people open it, 30% click through. That's crazy. Those metrics do not exist anywhere else. It's spectacular. So I really encourage you to check out HomeBot. And I have a code that I can get you that'll waive the sign-up fee. And I don't remember the code off the top of my head, but if you DM me or message me, email, whatever, I can get that for you. Okay, 24 touch system. So this is where what Heather and Kat are doing it comes into effect. Now you got your list. What are you going to do? Add them to HomeBot. That's a great monthly email touch. And you don't have to think about it. It just happens magically. And then you sign up for what they're doing. And now you got postcards going out and social media posts. And I mean, it's crazy the amount of value they're adding. So it only works if you have a list, right? I mean, the key is the bigger, better, and more effective your list is, the more this stuff works. And the fact that they're creating the postcards for you and doing all the copywriting, I mean, that's what kills most agents is they just don't do it. So the fact that they're going to create those templates and set it all up for you, it's done for you. That's just amazing. So I have a 24 touch system, but I looked at all the stuff that they're doing, and that's like 100 touches a year. I mean, it's crazy. And that is the kind of stuff that will keep you top of mind with your people, and it scales. It doesn't require you driving around, shaking hands and kissing babies. It just happens for you. And that really, really is spectacular. So I can't recommend their system enough. It's fantastic. And this stuff works. Here's Claire, one of our coaching members, sending the postcards we send that aren't frankly as good as what Heather and Kat are doing. And she's 21. You might think, who's looking at postcards, whatever. What's great about postcards is you can't unsubscribe from a postcard. You're just going to get it. And every month it's a reminder on the way to the mail that these people, that John sells houses, that Claire sells houses. And so Claire gets all these text messages from all her friends. Got your postcard. This is awesome. Way to go. Not that they're probably even reading the postcard, but they care that it came from Heather or from Claire. So this stuff really does work. Positioning hack. I'll go through this quickly. I really recommend you do a quarterly market update. Pick a couple metrics that matter, whatever, days on market. You guys know how to do this. Send it on HomeBot. So HomeBot, once you get that built out, it's really inexpensive. And when we create a video, you can do it through a HomeBot, and HomeBot will send it for you. And the open rates are really, really good. You post on social media, all that stuff. So I really like doing at least a quarterly one. You could just copy other people's, right? Here's a couple of my coaching members who are really good at doing these quarterly updates. You ought to be in front of your clients, showing them what's going on in the marketplace. That's really valuable and positions you as the expert. Okay, recap. So now here's what you've got: a growing list of 100 people. Maybe some of you got way more than that. That's awesome. Who know, like, and trust you. You've got an automated however many touch points, or a lot, right? Where people are reminded of you all the time. And you've got an authentic system for coming from contribution to sift and sort your list, to figure out who are your supporters and who are not your supporters. These, if you think about it from a philosophical standpoint, coming from contribution, positioning yourself as the trusted advisor, and then making offers. Those three ideas are really the core of this stuff. And there's a million other ways to execute on this. These are just, I think, some of the easiest ways to do it. So as a reminder, this is just of the 3 Rainmaker skills. This is all about prospecting I'm talking about today. And there's a lot of other ways to do this, right? You can do open houses and all these other ways to do this. This is just one of the ways. And it's the way that I suggest you start until you've exhausted Sphere, until you've really got that going. I wouldn't go up much higher up the ladder. Now, second, I like open houses a lot, because if you need now business, your Sphere may not be able to provide that for you. Maybe you don't have a big enough Sphere. Nobody wants to buy, sell, whatever. Open houses, those are hand raisers. Those are people who got in a car and went and looked at a house. That's a prospect. Those people are looking to buy, not all of them, but a big amount of them. So I like open houses as an X strategy. Just FYI, I really like that as a way to go. As a reminder, here's what the Rainmaker skills are, the things that I suggest you focus on as much as possible: negotiating contracts, signing up buyers, and then prospecting, what we talked about today. Okay, so I arranged with Heather and Kat to have a special offer for you guys. So as I mentioned, I have a group coaching program. It includes all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. This week's coaching is about our listing presentation. So Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, every week, I do live coaching on a different topic. And I always focus on, or not always, but typically on the Rainmaker skills. Well, what we're focused on right now is signing up buyers and sellers. And this happens to be what we're doing this Thursday, which is pre-selling yourself to your prospects. Our listing presentation, our materials training, we give everything away, all the stuff that we use on the Gluch Group to list thousands of homes, how to get your clients home, how to get them priced to sell them. In other words, get them to agree to your price. We have a commission back guarantee I talk all about, and how we use that to sign more listings. And then we're earning on average around 3.5% on our side of the listing. So we're making a lot more than most agents per listing. So I talk all about how we do that, what our strategy is to make that happen. And I would love for you guys to join us this Thursday for free. This is exclusively for coaching members who are paying a part of the program. And I would love to have you guys join us. So you can do that by starting a free trial. So I have a free 30-day trial that you can cancel anytime, no obligations. And that's all at johngluch.com. You can see kind of all the stuff that the coaching program provides. You can get full access, including the training we're doing Thursday. So if you want to come Thursday, learn how we do our listing presentation, you can sign up at johngluch.com. It's $297 a month, but it's free to start with. So we give you a free 30-day trial. My team pays me $100,000 plus a year to be on my team in splits. I do one-on-one coaching. It's $3,000 an hour, but the coaching is really, really affordable. $297 a month, cancel anytime, or you can pay yearly and save some money. But it's $0 today. And you can check that out at johngluch.com. Here's the next 3 weeks, because you get a free month. So you can check out all these topics as well. We're doing listing presentation next week as well. That's a 2-week series. Then we're talking about getting unmotivated cold leads to take action. You got buyers who are just sitting on their hands, not buying houses, not taking action. You got sellers who won't decrease their prices. We're going to talk about how to do all that. And then I'm going to talk about the ultimate open house system. Our open house system generates on average 1 closed transaction per open house. So we're really good at these, and they work really well. Here's some other stuff we get. I do a weekly Q&A. We got a clubhouse you get access to, coaching, all this other stuff. Zoom calls are all recorded and transcribed. So all the old coaching calls are in there for you to look at as well. And here's our clubhouse, what that looks like. So if you heard a Hardy Club, I just straight up copied the Hardy Club and made the Gluch Club. So ripped off what Darren was doing and made it for real estate agents. So pretty cool. And then we do have a podcast that's private. So all the stuff that you can't get to, let's say you're not available Thursday at 9, that's recorded, it's put in the clubhouse, and it's also available on the podcast, which is exclusive to our coaching members as well. Then a couple of quick bonuses just for you guys. I have a full coaching course online course on how to manage your day. So this is time management, how to have a daily success blueprint. That's $300 course that's free for you guys. And as a part of the coaching program, if you sign up, And then if you sign up today, I do have one little special super duper bonus for you guys, which is 3 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, 20-minute coaching sessions with me, one a month for 3 months. And that's worth about $4,500 at my hourly coaching. So if you sign up at the end of the day today, that is available. And again, there's no cost to sign up. It's free for the first 30 months. So that is available as well. Okay. So that's the quick pitch. And thanks to Heather and Kat for allowing me to share. I think what we do is really complementary. You know, I'm really focused on the skills, and the marketing just makes all the skills easier. If you do a good job marketing, which they really do, it makes converting and prospecting and all that stuff just so much easier. So it's a great complementary program. Okay, so questions. If you have more questions, you can pop them in the chat, or I will answer them if you want to raise your hands as well. And let me pop here, johngluch.com in there. If you want to check out the coaching program, you can do that and sign up for free. All right, what do the VAs do for each agent? So our virtual assistants help our agents with anything that's not a Rainmaker skill. So they're doing setting up showings. So let's say you're going to show 4 homes. They're going to call the listing agents, find out if they have any offers on those properties, find out how good those offers are, put them on the calendar, coordinate with the buyer, get that scheduled, and put it on the agent's calendar. They'll also do follow-up calls. If let's say they get showings, like they need showing feedback, the virtual assistants will do get the showing feedback for them. They send weekly reports to all our sellers with that showing feedback. That's all automatic. Any kind of data entry. So any new leads come in, or let's say leads go cold, like I can't get a hold of this person after 3 weeks, the VAs will call for them. They'll do data entry for like new prospects that they get. So let's say they're building their list, they're calling these people. They're just going to assign a task to their VA to put it in the database for them, so they don't have to do that. They'll screen all their emails. So my agents never see an email until their VA has already seen it. And if they can help, they'll help. And if not, they'll pass it on to my agent. The agents can help, because a lot of emails that we get are garbage, right? So they're doing all that for you. They'll screen your phone calls. They'll send text messages on your behalf, call on your behalf. I mean, anything you could possibly imagine. It's really insane how much we've got them doing. It's really great.
John, do you have
Yes.
like an actual list of all these things that you could share, or no? Or is it just
not like a concise list. The closest would be this. Here, let me give you a VAcheatsheet.com. If you go to VAcheatsheet.com, that does have I show a bunch of examples in there, and I also have a full-blown program. It's free on how to recruit, hire, and train VAs. So you can check that out at VAcheatsheet.com. And that does show a ton of examples of what we're having the people do. So good question. Okay. How often do you suggest doing these types of party? Yes, I use Asana, Kelly, for task management. And I would do a quarterly. I think if you do every month, probably too much. So I would do quarterly on these events. I would do less often, but go big, right? Call everybody. And if you probably can't do that every month, but if you do it once a quarter, and Darren told me one time, he's like, if you're present if you're around too much physically, you're like wallpaper, right? You blend in. So I wouldn't do too much. Took notes on what they said. Fairly new agent. How would you suggest about hiring a VA? VAcheatsheet.com will help you with that. Or in the coaching program, we have a full-blown, like the whole deal. Like you get access to my VAs. They'll help train your VAs. Like we go soup to nuts as part of the program. We don't do it for you, but we walk you through the process hand in hand. Or if you just want to do it yourself option, VA cheat sheet will kind of walk you through that.
So what's the average like monthly cost per agent for you to have a VA for each one of them?
VAs are about $800 or $900 a month full time. So that's one person. One VA on my team helps 4 agents, and they cross over. So they on the weekends they have teammates, right? So there's always somebody. 7 days a week there's somebody helping.
And you use a specific company to hire them, right? For you?
I used to use Sphere Rocket. I don't like them anymore because they charge a monthly fee to do it, which sucks. They charge you double and they didn't used to do that. And I never liked companies that did that. So now we recruit, hire, and train them on our own, which I teach you how to do in that worksheet, or in the coaching program. It's a lot more hands-on. So, because it's not worth paying, $800 a month is an insane extra cost when you could have just done the work yourself. That's not worth doing. Like
where do you find them though?
So again, that's all listed in the cheat sheet program. But there are there's a couple of the online, we use Philippines for the most part, VAs. Onlinejobs.ph is one source. And then Facebook groups, virtual assistants in the Philippines, and then a lot of networking. So people in our program will ask our VAs, hey, who do you know who needs a job? And we'll refer those out to people in our program who need VAs. So we find them for you, which is the best way to do it. If you can get referrals, as you're all aware, that's the best way to do it.
Love that.
Yeah. So, and I think, newer agent, I think the first person you should hire, in my opinion, is a VA, but for sure. So.
I like that they share. That's pretty cool. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly says, John is a master at applying everything Darren Hardy's training and ideas. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
John's the real estate version of Darren Hardy, the realtor version.
You'll notice on that cheat sheet, the templates I use are all the recruiting system, everything. Because one of the problems is if you go post a job on onlinejobs.ph, you're going to get literally thousands of applicants. It's insane. That's not going to work. You need a system for that. So we have a whole full-blown training system on how to do that. What's CRM? I use Infusionsoft. Most people should not use that. Most people should use Follow Up Boss, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You use whatever you'll use. If you're happy, if you use Referral Maker or whatever, you're happy with it, great. But Referral Boss is a different level. It's in my opinion, the best real estate CRM. I use Infusionsoft because I'm not just selling houses. I've got other companies. I have coaching company, online marketing, all this other stuff. So that requires a different kind of CRM. And
it's super complicated and very expensive. So probably not what you would want for just a real estate. Like Tony Robbins uses Infusionsoft. So it's big.
Yeah, no, I like Follow Up Boss a lot. Yeah. That's a good one. Great questions.
Anything else? Anyone?
Yeah, Follow Up Boss. Noel, yep, exactly.
And Follow Up Boss is amazing. I used it. I've been using it for years. It's a really great lead management system too. When you have a team, you can also go in and see like all of I was just kind of going through some of my Follow Up Boss while we were chatting, but you can see their activity in there, what they're saying to people. I've liked it because with newer agents, I can see their email communication and if they're sending professional emails, if they know what the hell they're saying. So it's a really great platform when you're running a team, especially to keep track of your leads and make sure they're getting followed up with. So
can you repeat the name of that?
Follow Up Boss. Just go to followupboss.com and Kat just put it in the chat. You're on mute. Chat, you're on mute. Or Kat, not chat.
Sorry.
Kat, you're on mute.
I muted myself because my dogs. I put it in the chat, yes. And it is also cool because you can create templates for your team. So like we create templates with like the email signatures. You can embed videos, things like that. And then that way, like you're creating consistency with your outreach. And you're not like leaving it up to chance with what this new person is going to put together as far as an email is concerned. And it's super easy. It's like one click. It pulls over all the merge tags, everything. It's super easy.
It's also awesome because you can see when people open your emails and if they click on any of your links in there. So like if I can't get a hold of or I email someone and they're like, I didn't get your email. I'm like, well, somebody opened it because it's open, so it's a good way when you're trying to reach somebody to see if they're actually looking at your stuff that you're sending. So I like it for that purpose too. So.
Yep. And we use Asana as our version of, so Infusionsoft is like my back end and Asana is our front end. So we use Asana for like what Heather's talking about. So like, I'll show you what that looks like. So here's our lead pipeline and these are all the different leads we have. And this is just Asana, which is like $12 a month. And it's just a task management system. So like, this is a lead or a prospect and you can create all these fields, what they are, seller, how they found us, etc. And what they're up to. And all this stuff, Lance is one of our VAs. So it's great because you can collaborate with people and get VAs help on stuff. So we use Asana and that's what I use every day to manage my tasks. We also use it for like our transaction coordinating. So to make that process, you can use all these templates. So here's like a buyer accepted offer template. And you guys are asking what VAs do, I'll show you. This is when we accept an offer for a buyer. A buyer gets accepted offer. Mira's a VA. So here's the number of tasks, right? Here's all the stuff that happens. when, and this is more than most people, but on a big team, you kind of have to do more things than most people. That's a VA, Mira's a VA, Kisha's a VA. This is all VA. Oh, there's a person in the US. We found one. Yeah, that's 100% VA. Everything on that checklist. And then within these checklists, there's explanations on, not all of them, some of them are self-explanatory, but there's explanations in videos. So you just click on video, up pops the video, and here's a training on exactly on how to do that thing. So when you bring new people on, it's super easy. You just plug them in and they have all the data on exactly how to do that stuff. So.
Okay, we have no other questions. We're right at noon. So John, thank you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being on today. I hope everybody got a lot of value out of it. Again,
yes.
Y'all should follow John. He's got some amazing content and always bringing value to everyone he knows. So
yeah, great to see you guys. And if you do decide to come and join and do the 30-day trial and you do it today, be sure to message me. You can just message me on Instagram, or I'll pop my email in here to let me know so that we can get you signed up for that, those free coaching sessions as well. So I'll put that email in there too. Thanks for letting me be on. It was great to see you guys.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
All right. See you, everyone.